Hi guys. So, how have you been doing? How have you been holding up? Have you been pushing forward, getting up every single fucking day and doing what you need to do? Normally I do one per month. Like I do one zodiac for each of you per month. I thought about doing a general collective reading a while ago and I just never did it. So I'm gonna have a little bit fun right now. And then after that, I'm going to be making some videos for just the Oracle cards that I have. So yeah, this is going to be for everybody. This is going to be a general collective reading. Just some random stuff, whatever I'm pulled to grab, whether it be the runes or my own cards. I have a stack of cards that I'm going to be doing that I write my own on. What's this? Talk to your inner child or ancestors and ask them questions. Huge download some people have been having when it comes to their ancestors. And even those that haven't fully awakened yet, they're starting to get signs and they're starting to get messages. They may not fully understand them right now. And well, fuck, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't understand half the shit. I may know nothing, but I remember a whole lot. So that could be your vibe right now. Okay, guys, what do we got? Virgo, Cancerian, Ophiuchus, Gemini, Sagittarius, Libra, Leo, Taurus, Capricorn, Pisces, Aries, and Aquarius. All of you guys are very important to this whole thing. Almost like gears in a mechanical machine, but in this case, it's the divine universe. So collectively, let's see what we can get. High Priestess. All right, so those of you that have done your work, you've been going in, man or woman, it doesn't matter. You can embody the feminine energy. Actually, there's some men out there that are really fucking good at embodying the feminine energy. I mean, kudos to you guys. Even I have, I wouldn't say a struggle, but sometimes between the balance, I'm so used to holding masculine energy. And I think that's for self-preservation. That's for like when I was more in my survival mode, that I got so used to embodying the masculine energy and like even emperor energy. Like I will stand in that almost business-like mentality. So you guys are really pulling your weight. You're really doing your shadow work. You're really working within, healing the bloodlines, doing what you need to do for you guys. What else can we get for the general collective? Ace of Clubs. A lot of you taking charge and doing what you need to do. Necessary actions, necessary words, or doing the steps that is required for you to get to the next level. Let's say you've already managed to get to and supersede to a certain level and you've battled all those demons and you've come out on top, okay? Which most of you have. You've all been doing your work. And simultaneously, there's been different kind of tests, or we'll call them exams, or maybe even the bar. It depends spiritually. If you're in a ranking where you hold certain privileges, then maybe you've passed spiritually, you've passed your bar. Congratulations to you. It's not always easy to stay unbiased when it comes to making judgments with other people that come into your life and the circumstances and situations. Let's say you're put in a situation where you're the third party, you're watching a situation between two other people or two other situations, and then with your wisdom and knowledge, you've gained already and you've learned already the lessons that you need to learn, and you're watching this unfold in front of you and you make your own judgment without bias. So no emotion behind it, just this is what this is, this is what this is, and I clearly see the maybe unfairness or the fairness between the two, or what needs to be done, or maybe a situation. Now you can decide, guys, you can decide whether or not you want to join in on that, whether you want to give your 2 cents, so to speak, or whether or not you want to hold back and just kind of watch. But ultimately, you're still making a judgment call. If you were given that gift to make judgments for others, then that means you struggled through a hell of a fucking lot. That means you came out on top regardless of what was stacked against you. So you're making the judgment calls that are needed right now. What else can we get here for the general collective? This is every single one of the zodiacs, and I go with the 13, not the 12. What else can we get here? Right? So cards, guys, if you don't know anything about tarot, cards are like a tool. Okay, so there's many of us out there, and even those of you that aren't fully awake, that are able to read a room, read certain objects or things around you, or even words that pop out to you, or signs that happen in front of you. Without the cards, it's energy. So the cards themselves are used as a tool, a guide, so that you can read the energy and make a little bit more sense about it, because sometimes the energy comes in, it's so overwhelming, it's so overpowering that it's really hard to make sense of shit. And these cards originally, I think they were, I don't know if it was Asian descent, but I think they were originally numbers or cards on leaves, like an actual leaf with drawings or numbers placed on them. Okay, this is before a long time, we'll say. If I want to do my research, I'll get more. I think I made a video on it to get more in touch with it, but we got the Judgment card. Okay, so you're making judgment calls for certain people, places, situations, things that are unfolding in front of you. If you've already gained your own peace, your own clarity, and you've already done the work that you've needed to, now it's kind of like you're just sitting back and you're kind of watching what's around you. Sure, you can grab your popcorn, but ultimately you're still responsible for the signals you send out. We'll call them signals, okay? So whatever messages you're sending out, when you make a judgment call on a situation or people, especially if they're doing things for not so good, not in the highest purpose, you should very well, if you're in this high priestess energy, be making the judgments based off of understanding that some people are still in a karmic state. They're still not awake and aware to what it is that they're doing. Literally, they know not what they do. So they don't understand the capacity and the impact. Maybe some do, but there's others that don't understand the full, what did I want to use that word? The detriment that their actions can cause another person. So they could just be walking around, going throughout their life, they're still in a karmic state, maybe still asleep, maybe there's spell work being put on them since they were young, or they went through a lot of trauma, they're not healed. If you're making judgment calls, you're in the high priestess energy, you have full understanding of both sides to it, the duality of light and dark, which means you understand why they're doing what they're doing, and whether or not they're awake and aware to it, and what the justice should come in, what kind of judgment call needs to be made, or even if you don't participate, when you leave the situation, go about your day, it's in the back of the thought and you've already made a judgment on it, what it would be, and not in like a I'm full of myself sort of way. No, general collective, you're not doing it out of control of a situation. It's just matter of fact, this is what this is, this is what this is, and I understand to the greatest capacity that I can at this moment in time and all the lessons that I've learned, and I'm making this judgment call. So it's almost like if you were a judge, you have the gavel, you're bringing the hammer down, and you're saying what it is that you need to say or doing what you need to do at this moment in time. And with that comes knowledge. The Ace of Clubs holds a lot of wisdom and knowledge, and that could be the same for DNA. So this could be a trait of yours. Okay, this is something that was given to you, and you don't misuse it. You don't abuse it, because then that would be taken away from you. Because everything you need, everything that you have is within you, and you either can tap into it, or if you're in a lower vibrational state, no, you cannot. You don't have access to it just yet. So those in a karmic state that aren't fully awake and aware, they don't have access. Doesn't mean they don't have it. Doesn't mean they don't have the capacity within their vessel to do so. It just means they are not allowed right now, access denied to certain levels. Let's say you have a swipe card, 8 of Swords, a lot of things that can hold people down, bog people down, okay? And I'm assuming that a lot of you have already done your work right now. If you're watching my channel, only specific people are called to watch my channel. Only ones that come across it are going to get the messages that they need, and they're specific to each individual. Right now I'm doing a general collective reading. I've never done that before. I've never really maybe try to dabble in it, but I usually am specific because I want to tap into each and every one of you separately on your own to give your own readings. But I've never done like a whole of the entirety right now. And there is a lot of people around you, and you yourself have gone through this, so you understand what it's like to be bound. You understand what it's like to be held to certain ideas, certain indoctrinations, certain, I even wanted to say privileges, but that would only come with restrictions, right? Can we get a little bit more on the Eight of Swords? What would this be? Maybe some of you have come across my channel and you literally have just awoke to the situation. And it's a lot. It's a lot to carry all at once, because when the veil's lifted and you realize the amount of shit that's going on and the amount of stuff that was hidden from you, or actually thrown right in your face as plain sight, but played off like it is superficial, or like it's just jokes. You know, I remember the one time I watched what was it? I think it was The Simpsons or something like that. And they made lots of jokes about tarot or oracle readings or horoscope. That's a big one. A lot of people make gags and jokes about it. But honestly, when you are tapped in, you are doing your astrology work, you're doing your research, you're fully devoted to this sort of way of living, the spiritual side of it, there's a lot of messages that are going to be coming in for you. And a lot of you are already starting to see that. You're already making the judgment calls need to be on your own life and what you're responsible for, your accountability, your healing work, and then those around you that you interact with on a daily basis. Because it's not always easy. It's not always easy, but we're doing the best we can. I think you guys are doing pretty good. What else can we get here? Past life oracle card for the general collective. I don't know why I decided to sit on the floor, but I did. I've got all you guys around me right now, each and every one of you. And let's see what comes out for the general collective. This one was going to come out, but it went back in. So it's to be hidden. Biblical. Huge right now. The whole debate between spirituality and religion. Oh, good God. There's some people that will fight you tooth and nail, okay? If you're on your spiritual path, just do you. Don't worry about the people around you that are trying to force feed you the book. Because honestly, the book only holds so many words, and there's much more to learn. So if you're constricted within a verse, or if you're constricted within, which is spell work, by the way, a specific doctrine, the problem with that is that you're being told one way is supposed to play out the entire time, every single fucking time, and the cycle continues and continues. At what point does it guide you? And you guys, if you are religious, please do put in the comments down below, at what point does it guide you to think for yourself, to act for yourself, and that which you should? If it does say that in there, great, I'm all for it. But there's a lot of spiritual people and a lot of religious people that will fight back and forth. And again, that's just division. Divide and conquer method. We're all one. We're all doing this together. We're all connected in some way, shape, or form. And we're all mirroring and showing each other what we need to fucking learn, regardless of whether or not we want to believe that. Okay, we got biblical. So this past life oracle card, these are things that our ancestors struggled with or surmounted. These are things that our ancestors have been through and what they've learned or what they didn't learn, which ultimately becomes karma passed down through DNA. And I put that under judgment. What else we got? We got the father card, all right? Now, some of you have fathers. Some of you's fathers have passed away. Some of you have good relationships with your father. Some of you have poor relationships with your father. Some of you don't even know who your father is, regardless. And when it comes to the religious aspect of it, the father is what is named as who we speak to. It's ultimately up to you. No judgment here. Like I said, try to do things with a biased standpoint. And make sure that you are living your highest purpose, but without trying to project onto other people, okay? Father energy coming out. This is past life oracle card for the general collective. If there's unresolved things and you can patch things up, by all means do so. If it is a toxic situation and you've said everything you can and you've put your boundaries down, then I don't advise that you approach people that don't wish to change. If you don't know who your father is and you wish to look them up or find them for some reason, then definitely do so. it's still an adventure in itself. I mean, if you are an orphan and you don't know who your father is, you can more than likely look them up. There's so many different ways of doing it nowadays. But if that information is classified, it's going to be much harder. Talk to the people you know. If they're reluctant, then it may not be for this moment in time. You can manifest all you want and try to put it into fruition, something to come to you, and just accept what is. If it's meant to come into you for information, it will. I'm going to get a little bit more information on that because I want a little bit more for the collective here, for what exactly that is for Father. Empress. Okay? So you could have dealt with a lot of people in your life that knew certain information and they adopted you, and when they did so, they knew full well what they were getting into, which means taking on another person's karma, whether it be past father or anything like that. If you have a healthy relationship with your father, very well could be that they have a healthy relationship with this Empress as well. This could be a mother-like figure, this could be somebody that you're very close to, or this could be you yourself. If you have suffered and you've been through every queen in the deck, you've been through every test, and you have come out on top, or you've had the death and rebirth several times, then this is your energy right now, okay? You've already overcome that. It's already been a lesson learned here in the 3D for this lifetime. I don't know if you want to come back and do it again. That's totally up to you. I guess apparently a lot of us choose to. I'm not going to claim I know everything about the reincarnation or anything like that, but I do know for a fact that there is so much information that's come to me that nobody's taught me and that I have not researched myself. So, I mean, in order to have all that, it must come from somewhere, right? And there are a lot of times where I've had flashbacks of past life, or I've embodied or experienced through my visions or whatever I go through, especially during spiritual baths, of past life instances. But this could again be through my DNA, so it may not be my physical body, this one that I have right now, but that energy that's carried down has definitely learned quite a bit, and what I've been through has definitely been quite a bit in itself. So you could have experienced a lot already, which means you've gained already this wisdom and knowledge. Which means that if you have any of these issues right now, or lessons that need to be learned, that you've learned. Very well, I might add. So good for you guys. You're doing really well. It's not always easy. It's not always easy. But it's only as hard as we make it too. Because a lot of the time we fight ourselves, whether we like to or not. Just one second. Oh my God. Fish. Make sure you drink your water. Okay. What else can we get here for biblical? Two of Swords. Words that cut like a knife, eh? This is also on both sides. So this is having strength for both. Your light and your dark side, left and right, logic and reason, and your creative side. So this is standing up for what you believe in. This is fully embodying your energy and standing for truth, because swords are like words. They can have effect on a lot of people. You have maybe control of a lot of people. Maybe the people that you are around, a lot of people are actually listening to what you're saying, and you have an impact on them. Which means that comes with karma too. So if you are responsible, you've got both the High Priestess and the Empress card out here, and the Judgment card and the Ace of Clubs. So if you are fully aware that you have an impact on other people around you, you're doing it with responsibility. You're not fucking around. You're not trying to manipulate people. You're not trying to bend things in a certain way or get people to do certain things for you out of benefit. You are not gaslighting, and you are not harming the people around you purposefully. You are not trying to self-sabotage yourself, let alone another person. You are taking this very seriously. You really do respect what was given to you, your gifts, talents, and abilities, and everything that was given to you for knowledge or wisdom pertaining to your past life history or the one that you currently experience, you're willing to help other people that are struggling right now, because there's some people that don't have a fucking life raft and some people that don't know how to swim. And you're doing the best you can to make sure you pass on that knowledge to others, because it's valuable. It's very, very valuable. I don't know if you know how valuable you really are. Guys, Aquarius, Aries, Pisces, Capricorn, Taurus, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancerian, Virgo, and Scorpio. I don't know if you know how valuable you actually are. When you go out of your way to help somebody else through your own pain and suffering, what you've been through, to prevent another person from going through that and suffering, you are doing your very best to try to help end cycles here so that we can embody this new earth or new age or whatever you want to call it, this heaven on earth, this vibrational frequency lift that we've all gone through. There's a lot of people suffering physically too. Maybe you'll notice that around you. There's people around you that are really going through ailments or body pains and stuff like that. And they too, their body holds frequency. They have to resonate at a certain level too. There's some people that haven't made it this far, and I'm really sorry if you've lost anybody at this point. It's unfortunate, and I really hope that you can understand there's a bigger picture to all of this. It's not just an ending to a person. When a vessel goes, they are still available. So their energy is still able to be, I want to say contacted, but it's still accessible. And I've said this many times before, just because somebody leaves, just because their vessel goes, that if you were to think of different dimensions, let's say that of a branch, on this branch, that way that person passed away, and you are living this life in the reality that that person has gone. But in this branch, maybe that person is still alive. Maybe they got another chance, and you are still part of that person's life or not. Okay, so there's multiple ways we can look at this. And like I said, I'm not a full expert here, but I do know that there's certain times where I've been tapped in, and it almost seems like I can envision me in a hospital room where I've had several life-threatening experiences, life and death experiences where I have died several times. And at this point in this reality, I have no idea, at least more than 13 times I've passed away. So like I have no idea how I'm still here, but there's times where I tap in, and it's almost like tapping into like an alternate dimension, and it's almost like sensing like either me lying in a hospital bed or the way things are playing out there, but I'm here, if that makes sense. So you could be experiencing this. Don't let it trip you out. Don't let it make you fearful. There's nothing to fear. You are safe. Okay. What else can we get here for the general collective? Justice. So throughout all this, all the turmoil, all the pain, all the animosity, all the war, all the battling, all the fucking trials and tribulations, we are as a collective coming up out of this. I want to say, climbing out of the pits of hell. We are coming out of this, and we're doing really well. We're working together as a team. We are working hard. There are people that now have new children, the new generation coming in, that are really, really putting forth understanding themselves so that they don't pass on more cycles of negativity to the next generation. They are healing themselves, and within that healing the bloodline, and within that not passing on generational karma. They're passing on wealth instead. We are going to have so many children that are very, very intelligent, more so than even ourselves at that age. If we were look like when I was 8, I'm pretty sure I was into like the gimp string and all this other stuff, and I wasn't talking about like social standings and stuff like that. Like I wasn't mentally at that level. But ultimately things are shifting, and the children now, give them a little bit of credit. If you're a new parent yourself and you're doing really well to make sure they know how to manage themselves, especially emotionally, congratulations, you're doing a phenomenal job. Keep it up, because we need those children. They're going to do so good after we're long and gone. And if you are not a parent, but you see the children around you, do your best to try to guide them in whatever way you can without being too intrusive, okay? And yes, each one of them has their own characteristics. They have their own personality, and some of them may be a little bit unruly, but the ones that seem troublesome need the most understanding, because they probably had a past life that was shit, and they're really struggling, and they're going to need the guidance, they're going to need the moral support, they're going to need the healed versions of ourselves to help them, because it's very important. Especially you guys, if you're watching me right now, this message is for you. If you have any responsibility for somebody that's younger than you, a new generation, please do your very best to be non-biased and make sure that they're being fed seeds of hope and higher aspect of things, not seeds of doubt or fear, or, oh well, if you're going to get into that, then you best be worry about this because this shit's gonna happen to you because it happened to me. No, none of that shit. No, we don't need that. More like, this happened to me, this is what I learned from it. And when you get in this situation, I hope you take my information that I've shared with you, what I have learned, and you apply it to you. But it's all free will, and I understand that you will make your own choices because you're your own human being. Okay, justice next to judgment. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas. What else can we get here? Let's get some of my homemade cards. I'm going to make a bunch more. I freaking love you guys so much. All my subscribers, you that watch me, even if you haven't subscribed or liked any of my shit, I don't care. The fact that you're watching my videos and you're intrigued and you're like, who is this bitch? What do you have to offer me, right? Whether you like my stuff or not, whether you want to subscribe, it doesn't matter. I thank you. Thank you for joining me here. Thank you for joining the rest of us. And hopefully you do the best you can for you, and you love yourself unconditionally because you deserve it. And whoever treated you like shit, if you ever experienced that, they were not healed. So how in their right mind could they ever treat you right? If you ever needed guidance and you didn't have it, those people around you, they didn't have the capacity to guide you. Okay, so now that you're older, you're wiser, you're very intelligent, now you know better. So with understanding that they didn't have the capacity to love or be understanding or to train you or guide you or share information with you, you know that now. And it's okay. It doesn't matter. They will make the choices for themselves. Hopefully they heal too, and that's what you want to wish on another person. You never want to wish on them, no matter what they did, because that information that you send out to the universe is a ripple. So the more you hold on to resentment and anger or hatred or rage or jealousy or even fear or loss or lack mindset, the more you hold on to that, guess what you're going to be given? You're going to be given more of that, because you're calling it in to teach you that you do not need to feel like that, because you have more than enough. You are more than enough, okay? It's like your higher and lower self working together to create a test for you. So, oh, I don't have enough of this. Okay, we're going to put you in a situation where you don't have enough of this. What are you going to do now? Or, oh no, people don't love me. Okay, we're going to put you in a situation where you have no choice but to love yourself. Or, how could that person do that to me? And then we're going to put you in a situation where you understand that you're responsible for your own actions and how you treat yourself and how you teach others to treat you. Okay, ultimately it comes down to us. We are responsible for ourselves. Thank yourself, love yourself, take care of you. You know, I put little post-it notes when I was going through my awakening and everything like that. I don't know if it's the first, second, third, fucking, I don't know. Whatever awakening I was going through. The recent one I just went through, about 2-3 years ago, I started putting post-it notes all over the house with encouraging words, like my own fucking cheerleader. I was like, rah, rah, yeah, Amanda, she's our woman, you know, sort of deal. And I put them around the house to encourage myself, words of love, words of encouragement, canceling out any doubt or any fear or any shame or anything like that. And I post them around my house just randomly. I don't give a fuck if people walk in my house and like, who is this bitch? Why has she got all this shit on her walls? I don't give a flying fuck. I finally got to that level where I didn't really care how others perceived me. I care how I perceive me. I didn't really care how others judged me. I care how I judge me, because that's the main key. Once you figure that out, you are pretty much impenetrable. Okay, and loving yourself is part of it, because it's a very high vibrational frequency. So if you were to be like a little bubble, you and yourself, your own little vessel, your love for self is like your protection. It's part of your aura and what you give off, your energy, and it's very powerful. January could be significant for a new year. So you could have experienced something collective within this new year that just happened. It was massive. We went from year 8 to year of 9, which is, 2025, the year of 9, which is completion. And then 10, next year will be 2026. It will be new beginnings, which is very symbolic as well, the way it's all working out. And yes, it can be in text, and yes, things can work out a certain way, but there's also things we can learn to change things in a good way, right? What else we got here? We got, do you deny your inner child affection or love and attention? So your inner child's definitely craving that right now, okay? And then we have, what is your external of you showing you to help you learn more about what you can heal? Those two are very important, okay? And I can't believe it's already at 31 minutes. Holy, that went fast. And then you have done all that was expected of you. Be at peace with yourself, okay, guys? I really hope this helps, and remember to love you, okay?